I'm standing in front of the funeral home and I can't go in. My hands are shaking. My mother is inside. She arrived an hour ago. I saw her car in the parking lot. Black sedan. Clean. Efficient. Like everything else about her new life. I'm 23 years old, and I don't know how to walk into my father's funeral, not because I'm sad, but because I don't know what I'm supposed to feel. The funeral director called me 3 days ago. Mr. Andrade passed away. Heart attack. Alone in his apartment. They found him 2 days later when a neighbor complained about the smell. I didn't cry when he told me. I just said, "Thank you for letting me know." He asked if I wanted to arrange the service. I said no, my mother can do it. She was married to him for 20 years. She knows how to organize things. I don't know how to organize a funeral for someone I barely knew. My brother Lucas didn't come. He's at Stanford. Didn't even respond to the email. Just silence. Which is his way of saying he doesn't care. He stopped caring years ago. When he was 12 and started keeping that notebook, 127 Broken Promises, he stopped writing in it the day we left. Said he had enough evidence. Didn't need more. I kept caring longer than I should have. Kept hoping Dad would change. Would wake up one day and realize what he'd lost. Would show up. Would try. He did try, sort of. In the last 2 years, after we left, he finished the house. Every room, every promise. 8 years late. He sent pictures. My room with the window seat I wanted when I was 10. Lucas's room with the stars on the ceiling, the treehouse platform, the garden path, all of it, done, empty, no one there to use it. I looked at those pictures and I didn't know what to feel. Grateful? Angry? Sad? All of it? None of it? He texted me sometimes, every few weeks. "Hey, Sofia, how's school? Hope you're doing well. Love you. Generic. Safe." Like he was texting an acquaintance instead of his daughter. I responded, eventually, after a few days. Sometimes a week. "School's good. Thanks. Love you too." We were polite strangers, related by blood, connected by nothing. I saw him once. 2 years ago, at a bookstore downtown. He was in the architecture section, looking older, thinner, tired. I almost didn't say hi. Almost walked past him. Pretended I didn't see him, but something made me stop. Some residual daughterness that still existed despite everything. "Hey, Dad." He turned, smiled, surprised. Genuine. "Sofia." "Hi. Wow, you look so grown up." I'm 21. People tend to grow up. Right, of course. "How are you? How's school?" "Good. Graduating next year. Psychology major. That's wonderful. I'm proud of you. Are you?" "Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I be?" "Because you don't know anything about me. You don't know what classes I take, what I'm interested in, what I struggle with. You don't know me at all." "That's fair." "That's fair. I'm sorry. I know." We stood there, awkward. Two people who share DNA and nothing else. I should go. My study group is waiting. Okay. "Sofia?" "Yeah? I'm really proud of you. Even if I don't know the details. I know you're doing something important. You're becoming someone incredible. Thanks." I left. Walked back to campus. Cried in the bathroom of the library. Not because I was sad, but because I was angry. Angry that he thought a 30-second conversation could undo 20 years of absence. Angry that he believed saying "I'm proud of you" meant something. Angry that part of me still wanted it to mean something. Now he's dead. And I'm standing outside his funeral, and I still don't know what to feel. My mother comes out, sees me, walks over. "Hey, sweetheart. You okay?" "I don't know. Do you want to come in?" There's almost no one here. How many? 6 people. Including us. Who? Some guy from his architecture firm. His therapist. 2 people from his teaching job at the community college. That's it. No friends? Apparently not. He didn't really have friends, just colleagues. That's sad. Yeah, it is. Mom? Yeah? Do you feel sad? About him dying. I feel sad that he lived the way he did, that he died alone, that he never figured out how to be present. But do I feel sad that he's gone? No, not really. Is that terrible? No, it's honest. We walk inside together. The funeral home is generic. Beige walls, soft lighting, quiet music. A closed casket at the front. No photos, no flowers. Just a simple casket and 6 people scattered in the pews. Raphael is there. Dad's business partner. He sees us, nods, doesn't approach. Respectful distance. A woman in her 50s sits in the front row. I don't know her. My mother leans over. That's his therapist, Dr. Chen. She came? Apparently they were close. He saw her 3 times a week for 2 years. 2 young people sit in the back, mid-20s, holding hands, students probably. From his community college class, they look sad, actually sad. More sad than I feel. The funeral director approaches. We're ready to begin whenever you are. My mother nods. We sit in the second row, not the first. That feels too intimate, too close. The service starts. The director says a few words, generic, respectful. Daniel Andrade was a talented architect, a dedicated teacher, a man who struggled but tried to change. We invite those who knew him to share memories. Silence. No one moves, no one speaks. I look at my mother. She shakes her head, not me. Raphael stands up, walks to the front, clears his throat. I knew Daniel for 15 years. We were business partners, friends. He was brilliant, driven, obsessed with being exceptional, and that obsession destroyed him. He pauses, looks at the casket. I enabled him. For years, I covered for him. Made excuses, let him prioritize work over everything else. And I regret that. I regret not confronting him sooner, not telling him he was losing what mattered. He changed. In the last 2 years, he really did. He went to therapy, cut back his work, started teaching, became someone different. But it was too late. His family was gone. His kids didn't want him. He died alone in an apartment trying to figure out who he was without his achievements. And that's tragic. He sits down, wipes his eyes. One of the students stands up, nervous, young. My name is Emily. I was in Professor Andrade's architecture class last semester. He was the best teacher I ever had. Not because he was brilliant, but because he actually cared. He listened. He asked questions. He made us think about why we wanted to be architects, what we wanted to build, who we wanted to be. He told us not to make the mistakes he made, not to sacrifice everything for success, to be present, to show up, to build lives that mattered more than buildings. She sits down, crying. The other student doesn't stand up, just sits there, holding his girlfriend's hand. The therapist doesn't speak, just sits quietly, observing. The director asks if anyone else wants to share. No one does. He concludes the service, invites us to a reception in the next room, coffee and cookies. No one goes. Everyone just leaves, quietly, politely. Raphael approaches us. Marina, Sofia, I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you, Raphael. How are you holding up? I'm okay. It's strange, being here, knowing he's gone, but also knowing he's been gone for years. In a way, yeah, in a way. He looks at me. Sofia, your dad talked about you. In the last few months, he was proud of you. Even though he didn't know the details, I nod. Don't say anything. What can I say? Thank you? I don't feel grateful. I feel empty. Raphael leaves. My mother and I stand in the empty room. Just us and the casket. Do you want a moment alone with him? Mom asks. I don't know. Do you? No. I said goodbye to him years ago, when I left. This is just a formality. We walk to the casket. Stand in front of it. I try to imagine him inside. But I can't. I can only picture him the way I last saw him. In the bookstore, looking tired, trying, failing. I'm sorry you died alone. I say it out loud, to the casket. To him. To whoever he was. My mother takes my hand. You don't have to be sorry for him. I know, but I am anyway. We leave, drive separately. My mother goes home, to her new house, with her new husband, her new life. I drive to the apartment I share with 2 roommates, sit in my car for 20 minutes, staring at nothing. One of my roommates texts. You okay? Yeah, just tired. Do you want to talk? Not yet. Okay, I'm here when you're ready. I go inside, lay on my bed, stare at the ceiling. My phone buzzes. Lucas, Finally, he texted. I heard. Are you okay? I don't know. Are you? No, did you go to the funeral? Yeah, how was it? Empty, 6 people. No friends. Just colleagues and students. That sounds about right. Are you coming home? No, there's no point. He's dead. There's nothing to say. Do you feel anything about him being gone? Relief mostly. That I don't have to wonder anymore if he'll change. If he'll show up. If he'll become the dad he should have been. He's gone. It's over. I can stop waiting. That's honest. Yeah, it is. Are you okay, Sofia? I think so. I don't know. It's weird, mourning someone you barely knew. You're not mourning him. You're mourning the dad you never had. That's different. Yeah, maybe. I have to go. Lab meeting in 10. Okay. Love you. Love you too. I put my phone down. Lucas is right. I'm not mourning Dad. I'm mourning the idea of him. The dad I wanted. The dad I hoped he'd become. The dad who existed in my imagination, but never in reality. I pull out my journal. I've been keeping it since I was 16. My therapist suggested it. As a way to process the divorce, the move, the absence. I flipped through old entries. There are dozens about Dad. Pages and pages of hope and disappointment. January 10th. Dad texted. Said he's proud of me. Didn't ask what I'm proud of. Just a generic statement. I hate that I still want it to mean something. March 22nd saw Dad at a coffee shop. He looked tired. I didn't say hi. I don't know why. Maybe because I didn't want another polite stranger conversation. June 5th. Dad finished the house. Sent pictures. My room is exactly how I wanted it. When I was 10, I'm 21 now. I don't want a window seat anymore. I want a dad who knows that. October 14th. Dad asked if we could have dinner. I said I'm busy. I'm not. I just don't want to sit across from him and pretend we're rebuilding something. We're not. We're just being polite. And today, November 4th, Dad died. I went to his funeral. 6 people came. I didn't cry. I don't know if that makes me a bad daughter or just an honest one. I closed the journal. Put it back in my desk drawer. My roommate knocks on the door. Hey, can I come in? Yeah. She sits on the edge of my bed. How are you? I don't know. I went to the funeral. There was almost no one there. That's sad. Yeah, it is. Did you talk to him before he died? Sometimes. Not a lot. We texted occasionally. Saw each other once or twice, but we weren't close. We were just related. Do you regret that? Not being closer? I don't know. Part of me does. Part of me thinks I should have tried harder, given him more chances, been more forgiving. But the other part of me knows it wasn't my job to fix him. He was the parent. I was the kid. He should have tried. He should have shown up. He should have been there. You're right. I know, but it doesn't make it easier? No, it doesn't. She hugs me, holds me while I cry. Not for Dad, but for the little girl who waited by the window for him to come home, who believed his promises, who thought this time would be different. That little girl is gone now. Grown up, realistic, but she still hurts. Still wants the dad who never existed. My therapist calls the next day. Sofia, I heard about your father. How are you doing? I'm okay. Are you? Yeah, I think so. It's strange. He's gone, but it doesn't feel different. He's been gone for so long already. That makes sense. You've been grieving him for years. This is just making it official. Yeah, exactly. Do you want to schedule an extra session this week? Maybe. I'll let you know. Okay, I'm here whenever you need. Thanks. We hang up. I make coffee. Sit at the kitchen table. Stare out the window. My phone buzzes. Raphael, Sofia. I wanted to reach out. See how you're doing. I'm okay. Thank you for speaking at the funeral. Of course, your dad would have wanted someone to say something real. Did he talk about me in the last few months? He did. Not a lot. But sometimes he said he was proud of you, that he wished he knew you better, but that he understood why you kept your distance. What else did he say? He said he failed you. Failed Lucas. Failed your mom. That he spent his whole life building buildings and forgot to build relationships. And that by the time he realized it, it was too late. Did he seem sad about that? Yeah, he did. Really sad, but also resigned. Like he accepted it. Accepted that he couldn't fix it. Couldn't undo it. Could only live with it. That's something, I guess. Yeah, it is. If you ever want to talk about him. About anything, I'm here. Thank you, Raphael. Of course. I put my phone down, make another coffee. Think about Dad, about the man he was. The man he tried to become, the man he died being. Somewhere in between, not the absent father, not the present one. Just a man who realized too late what mattered. My mother calls that evening. Hey, sweetheart. How are you? Okay. Just thinking. About Dad, about everything. Me too. Do you have regrets? About leaving him? No, I gave him 20 years. That was enough. More than enough. Do you think he changed? In the last 2 years? Yeah, I do. Not enough to fix what he broke, but enough to become someone different, someone quieter, more honest, less obsessed with being exceptional. That's something. It is, but it doesn't change the past. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry, Sofia. For what? That you had to grow up with an absent father. That you had to learn to live without him. That you're mourning someone who should have been there all along. It's not your fault, Mom. I know. But I'm still sorry. We talked for another hour about Dad, about the funeral, about moving forward. When we hang up, I feel lighter, not happy, but less heavy, like I set something down. I write in my journal again. Dad died. I went to his funeral. 6 people came. I didn't cry until the next day, not for him, but for me. For the little girl who wanted a dad and got a stranger? I'm 23 years old. I've been fatherless since I was 10. His death doesn't change that. It just makes it permanent, and maybe that's okay. Maybe I don't need to feel devastated. Maybe I just need to accept that he's gone. That he was gone long before he died, that I've been mourning him for years. This is just the end of a story that ended a long time ago. I close the journal, turn off the light, try to sleep. Tomorrow I'll wake up, go to class, see my friends, live my life. A life Dad won't be part of, won't text me about, won't ask about, a life that exists without him, just like it always has. 2 weeks after the funeral, I'm sitting in my therapist's office. Dr. Patel is across from me. Notebook open, listening. So your father passed away. How are you processing that? I don't know. I feel like I should feel more sad, more devastated, more something. But I just feel empty. Empty how? Like there's a space where grief should be, but it's just hollow. Like I already grieved him years ago, and this is just paperwork. That's a valid response. You've been mourning your father since you were a child. Since the first time he chose work over you. Since the first broken promise. This is just the final chapter of long grief, but shouldn't I feel something now? Now that he's actually gone? You are feeling something. You're feeling the absence of feeling, and that's significant. What does it mean? It means you protected yourself. You learned early on that hoping for your father to change was painful, so you stopped hoping. You stopped expecting. You stopped letting him hurt you. And now that he's gone, you don't feel devastated because you already let him go. Years ago. Is that healthy? Yes, it's adaptive. It's survival. You did what you needed to do to protect yourself, but part of you feels guilty for not feeling more, for not being the heartbroken daughter at the funeral, for not crying, for not falling apart. Yeah, exactly. That guilt is misplaced. You don't owe him your devastation. You don't owe him your tears. You're allowed to feel however you feel, even if that feeling is emptiness. I nod. Write that down in my own notebook. She continues. Tell me about the funeral. What was it like? Empty. 6 people came. His business partner. His therapist. 2 students. Me and my mom. That's it. No friends? No. He didn't have friends. Just people who knew him professionally. How did that make you feel? Sad. Not for him. But for the life he lived. He spent 50 years working, building, achieving, and no one came to his funeral. That's tragic. It is. And it's a consequence. He chose work over relationships, over family, over connection, and he died alone, with no one who really knew him. Did anyone speak? Raphael did. His business partner. Said Dad was brilliant but obsessed, that he enabled him, that he regretted not confronting him sooner. One of the students spoke, said Dad was a good teacher, that he told them not to make his mistakes. That's significant. Even at the end, he was trying to help others avoid his path. Yeah, I guess so. Did you speak? No, I didn't know what to say. What would you have said? If you had spoken? I don't know. Maybe that he tried, that he failed, that he was my father, but I didn't really know him, that I'm sad he's gone, but I've been sad about him for years. That's honest. Yeah, too honest for a funeral. Maybe, but honest nonetheless. We sit in silence for a moment. Then she asks, "What do you need right now, Sofia?" To process this, to move forward. I need to stop feeling guilty for not feeling more. I need to accept that this is how I grieve. Quietly, internally, without drama. Okay, let's work on that. How do we do that? By acknowledging that your grief is valid even if it doesn't look like traditional grief. By recognizing that you've been mourning your father for over a decade. By giving yourself permission to feel empty without judging yourself for it. I write that down too. Thank you, of course. That's what I'm here for. I leave her office, drive home. Think about what she said, that I've been mourning Dad for years. That this is just the final chapter, that I'm allowed to feel empty. It helps. Knowing I'm not broken for not falling apart. That my grief is just different, quieter, less visible. I text Lucas, had therapy today, talked about Dad, about the funeral, about not feeling devastated. She said it's normal, that we've been grieving him for years. He responds immediately. That makes sense. I don't feel devastated either. Just relieved? 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 Yeah, relieved that it's over. That I don't have to wonder anymore if he'll show up, if he'll change, if he'll become the dad he should have been. He's gone. The story is over. I can move on. Have you moved on? Mostly, I still think about him sometimes, about what could have been, but I don't dwell on it. I don't let it define me. That's good. Yeah, it is. Are you okay, Sofia? Yeah, I think I am. Good. Love you. Love you too. I put my phone down. Make dinner. Sit with my roommates. Watch a movie. Normal things. Life continuing. The next day I go to class. Developmental psychology. We're discussing attachment theory. How early relationships shape adult behavior. The professor puts up a slide. Insecure attachment. Formed when caregivers are inconsistent. Present sometimes. Absent other times. Children learn not to rely on them. Learn to self-soothe. Learn to expect disappointment. I stare at the slide. That's me. That's exactly me. Insecure attachment. Inconsistent caregiver. Learned not to rely on Dad. Learned to expect disappointment. My professor continues. Adults with insecure attachment often struggle with relationships. They keep people at a distance. Protect themselves from abandonment by never fully connecting. They're independent, self-sufficient, but also lonely. I write that down. Highlight it. That's me too. After class 1 approached the professor. Dr. Kim? Can I ask you something? Of course, Sofia. What's on your mind? The insecure attachment stuff. Is it fixable? Can you change that pattern? Yes, with awareness and work. Therapy helps. So does being in healthy relationships that challenge old patterns. It's not easy, but it's possible. My dad died 2 weeks ago. I didn't cry at his funeral. I feel guilty about that. I'm sorry for your loss, but guilt is misplaced here. If your father was inconsistently present, you learn to protect yourself. Not crying doesn't mean you didn't love him. It means you learn not to rely on him for emotional security. Is that healthy? It's adaptive, but it can be lonely. So yes, working on it is healthy. Building relationships where you can be vulnerable, where you can trust. That's the work. Thank you, of course. And Sofia? You're doing the work by being aware of this. That's the first step. I leave, walk across campus, sit under a tree, think about attachment, about patterns, about Dad, about me. I pull out my phone. Text my boyfriend. Hey, can we talk tonight? He responds, of course. Everything okay? Yeah, I just need to tell you something. Okay, I'll come over after work. That evening he arrives. We sit on my bed. He looks concerned. What's going on? My dad died 2 weeks ago. I didn't tell you. Oh, Sofia, I'm so sorry. Why didn't you tell me? Because I didn't know how. Because we've only been dating for 6 months. Because I don't know how to be vulnerable. You can be vulnerable with me. I know. Logically, I know that. But emotionally, I don't. I keep you at a distance. I protect myself. Because my dad taught me that people leave. That promises get broken. That showing up is optional. I don't want to be that way with you, okay? So let's work on it together. How? By you telling me when you're struggling, by letting me be there, by trusting that I'm not going to disappear. Can you do that? I can try. That's all I'm asking. We sit together. He holds me. I let him. It feels strange, vulnerable, uncomfortable, but also good, safe, like maybe I can learn to trust. To connect, to let someone in. Maybe Dad's death can be the thing that pushes me to change, to break the pattern, to become someone who doesn't keep everyone at arm's length. Maybe that's the gift in all this, not his presence, but the awareness of what his absence created in me, and the choice to change it. A month after the funeral, I get a call from Raphael. Sofia, hey, how are you? I'm okay. What's up? I'm cleaning out your father's apartment, going through his things. There's something here I think you should have. What is it? A box. With your name on it. He made it in the last few months before he died. Can I drop it off, or do you want to pick it up? I'll pick it up. When's good? I'm here all afternoon. Okay, I'll come by in an hour. I drive to Dad's apartment. I've never been here. He moved in 2 years ago after selling the house. Small place. 1 bedroom, minimalist. Raphael lets me in. Hey, come in. I walk inside. It's sparse. A couch. A table. Shelves with architectural books. Nothing personal. No photos. No decorations. Just functional space. This is where he lived. Yeah. For 2 years. It's sad. Yeah, it is. He could have made it a home, but he didn't, like he was camping, waiting for something. Raphael hands me a box, medium-sized, wooden, my name burned into the lid. Sofia? He made this? Yeah, in a woodworking class he took at the community college. He made one for Lucas, too. I open it. Inside are letters, dozens of them, each one dated. Each one addressed to me. What are these? Letters. He wrote to you. Every week for the last year, he never sent them. Said he didn't want to burden you, but he wanted you to have them after he was gone. I pick up the first one, dated a year ago. Dear Sofia, I don't know if you'll ever read this. I don't know if I'll ever send it, but I need to write it anyway. I need to tell you things I never said when I had the chance. I'm sorry. I know that's insufficient. I know sorry doesn't undo 20 years of absence. But it's all I have. I'm sorry. I chose work over you. I'm sorry. I missed your childhood. I'm sorry I was a stranger in your life instead of a father. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't even think I deserve it. But I want you to know I see it now. I see what I did, what I didn't do, what I lost. I see you, not the little girl you were. The woman you've become, brilliant, kind, strong, everything I'm not. I'm proud of you. Even though I have no right to be. Even though I contributed nothing to who you are. You built yourself, despite me. And that's incredible. I love you. I always have. Even when I didn't show it. Even when I chose wrong. I loved you. I just didn't know how to love you well. Your father, Daniel. I fold the letter. Put it back in the box. I can't read more right now. Raphael watches me. You okay? I don't know. How many are there? 52. 1 for every week. Did you read them? No. He asked me not to. Said they were private. For you and Lucas, I closed the box. Take it. Thank you for this. Of course. Do you want to take anything else? Any of his things? I look around. At the sparse apartment. At the books. At the furniture. Is there anything personal? Not really. He got rid of most things when he moved. Kept only what was necessary. That sounds like him. Yeah. There's one thing, though. Raphael walks to a shelf. Picks up a photo. Small, framed. It's us. Me and Lucas. Maybe 8 and 6. At the beach. Smiling. Dad isn't in the photo. He was probably taking it. This was on his desk. Next to his bed. He looked at it every day, I take it. Stare at our younger faces. We look happy. Unaware. Still believing in promises. Thank you. You're welcome. I leave, drive home, sit in my car, stare at the box. I'm not ready to read the letters. Not yet, maybe not ever. But I keep them, because they're the closest thing I have to a relationship with Dad, words on paper. Too late, but still something. That evening I show the box to my boyfriend. What's in it? Letters from my dad. He wrote me every week for a year, but never sent them. Are you going to read them? Eventually. Not now. Why not? Because I don't know if I can handle it. Handle what? His regret, his apology, his love. All the things he should have said when he was alive, when it mattered. Maybe it still matters. Maybe. But it also might just hurt more. He holds me. You don't have to read them until you're ready. I know. I put the box in my closet, on the top shelf, out of sight. I'll deal with it later, when I'm stronger, when I'm ready. 2 months later, I'm home for Thanksgiving, at my mom's house, with her new husband Paul and Lucas. He flew in from Stanford. First time I've seen him in a year. We hug. You look good. So do you. Grad school is treating you well? Yeah, it's intense but good. How's undergrad? Almost done. Graduating in May. And what? Grad school, probably. Psychology PhD. Nice. Following in the family tradition of overthinking everything. We laugh. It feels good. Normal. We eat dinner. Turkey. Stuffing. All the traditional things. Paul is kind, quiet, respectful. He doesn't try to be our dad, just tries to be present, which is more than Dad ever did. After dinner, Lucas and I go for a walk. Cold, dark, quiet neighborhood. Did Raphael give you a box? Lucas asks. Yeah, letters. 52 of them. Do you read yours? Some of them, not all. How are they? Honest, sad, too late. He's apologizing for everything. Taking responsibility. Saying he loves us. All the things he should have said years ago. Are you going to read yours? Eventually. Not yet. Why not? Because I'm still angry. And I don't want his letters to make me less angry. Because the anger is easier. Because forgiving him feels like letting him off the hook, even though he's dead. I get that. Yeah, we walk in silence for a while. Then Lucas says, I don't think the letters are asking for forgiveness. What are they asking for? Nothing. They're just his confession, his way of processing, of admitting what he did. We're just the audience, so we don't have to forgive him? No, we don't. We can just witness his regret. Acknowledge it and move on. And that feels manageable. Yeah, it does. We walk back, go inside, drink hot chocolate. Talk about school, research, life, normal sibling things. Before I leave, I pull Lucas aside. Are you okay with everything? With Dad being gone? Yeah, I think I am. Are you? I think so. It's strange. He's been gone from my life for so long. His actual death doesn't change much. No, it doesn't. But it does close the door. No more wondering. No more hoping. No more what-ifs. Yeah, exactly. That's a relief. It is. We hug. Drive to our separate lives. I think about what Lucas said. That the letters aren't asking for forgiveness. Just confessing. Just processing. Maybe I can read them that way. As his story. Not mine. As his regret. Not my responsibility. Maybe that makes it easier. 3 months after the funeral, I finally open the box again. It's late. My roommates are asleep. I'm alone in my room, quiet. I pull out the letters, stack them in order. 52 weeks, 52 confessions. I read the second one. Dear Sofia, I've been in therapy for 6 months now, 3 times a week, unpacking a lot of things. My therapist asked me why I chose work over family. I didn't have an answer at first, but I've been thinking about it, and I think it's because work was easier. At work I knew how to be excellent. I knew the rules, the expectations, the measures of success. But at home I didn't know how to be enough, didn't know how to be a good dad, a present husband, so I avoided it. Chose the place where I could succeed. I'm not making excuses, I'm just trying to understand. Trying to figure out why I made the choices I made, so I don't make them again. Even though it's too late for you and Lucas, even though you're gone, I'm still trying to change, not for you, for me. so I can live with myself. Your father. I read the 10th letter. Dear Sofia, I saw you today, at a bookstore. You didn't see me. Or maybe you did and chose not to say hi. Either way, it's okay. You looked beautiful, grown, confident. I stood there watching you, wanting to approach, wanting to say something. But I didn't, because I don't have the right. I forfeited that right years ago, when I chose a client meeting over your dance recital. When I missed your birthday because I was in Tokyo, when I said I'd be home for dinner and didn't show up. I forfeited my right to be your dad. And watching you in that bookstore, I felt the weight of that, the permanence of it. You've built a life without me, and you're thriving. And I'm proud and heartbroken, both at the same time, your father. I read the 30th letter, dear Sofia. I finished your room today. The one in the house? The window seat you wanted when you were 10. I know you're 21 now. I know you don't want it anymore. But I finished it anyway, because I promised. Because I owed you that. Even if you never see it, I took a photo. Sent it to you. You said thank you. That was it. Just thank you. I wanted more. Wanted you to say it's beautiful. Or I wish I could have had this when I was little. Or even I hate that you finished this so late. But you just said thank you. Polite, distant, and I realize that's all I deserve. Polite distance. You don't owe me anger. You don't owe me forgiveness. You don't owe me anything. I owe you everything. A childhood, a present father, kept promises. And I can't give you any of that. So I'll take your polite thank you and be grateful for it. Your father. I read the 45th letter. Dear Sofia, my therapist asked me what I want. From you, from Lucas, from life. I said I want forgiveness. She said that's not mine to want, that forgiveness is yours to give or not give, that I don't get to ask for it. So what do I want? I want you to be happy. I want you to build a life that's full, that's present. That's nothing like mine. I want you to find people who show up, who keep promises, who choose you. I want you to know that my absence wasn't about you. It was about me, my fear, my inability to be enough. You were always enough, more than enough. I just didn't know how to see it. Your father. I read the 52nd letter. The last one, dated 2 weeks before he died. Dear Sofia, this is my last letter. I don't know why. I just feel like it is. I've said everything I need to say, apologized, explained, confessed, taken responsibility. And none of it changes anything. You're still gone. Lucas is still gone. Your mother is remarried. I'm still alone. But I'm different now. I'm not the man I was. I'm quieter, more honest, less obsessed with achievement. I teach. I volunteer. I do small things that matter, and it's enough. Not enough to undo the past, but enough to live with myself. I love you, Sofia. I always will. Even if you never read these letters. Even if you throw them away. Even if you forget about me entirely, I'll love you. Because you're my daughter. And that's the one thing I can't change. Even if I failed at being your father, you'll always be my daughter, and I'll always love you. Your father, Daniel. I close the letter, sit in silence, tears running down my face. Not because I forgive him. Not because the letters fix anything. But because they're real, honest, human. He wasn't a villain. He was just a man who made terrible choices, who prioritized wrong, who realized too late what mattered, and now he's gone. And these letters are all that's left. I put them back in the box, close the lid. I don't know if I'll read them again. Don't know if I'll keep them or throw them away. But for now they're here. Evidence that he tried, that he saw his mistakes, that he loved me, even if he didn't know how to show it. I text Lucas. I read the letters, all of them. How do you feel? Sad. Not for him. For all of us. For the family we could have been. For the dad he could have been. For the childhood we deserved but didn't get. Yeah, me too. But also relieved? 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 Yeah, relieved that he knew, that he understood. That he didn't die thinking he was a good father. He died knowing he failed. And there's something honest about that. I hadn't thought of it that way, but you're right. At least he knew. At least he owned it. Yeah, exactly. Are you going to keep the letters? I think so. You? Yeah, not to read often, but to have as proof that he was human, that he struggled, that he tried even though it was too late. That feels right. It does. Good night, Sofia. Good night, Lucas. I put my phone down, crawl into bed, stare at the ceiling. Think about Dad, about his life, about his death, about the letters. He died alone, with no friends at his funeral, with estranged children, with a life full of achievements and empty of connection. That's tragic, but it's also a consequence. He chose that path, step by step, decision by decision, and he paid for it. We all did, but mostly him. I close my eyes, try to sleep. Tomorrow I'll wake up, go to class, see my boyfriend, live my life. A life Dad isn't part of, a life built despite him, not because of him, and maybe that's okay. Maybe I don't need to forgive him, don't need to make peace with his memory. Maybe I just need to accept what was and build something different, something present, something whole. That's what I'm doing every day. Choosing differently, showing up, being there, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, fully. That's the gift of his absence, the lesson in his failure. I learned what not to do, who not to be, how not to love, and I'm building the opposite. A life that's connected, present, full. That's enough. That has to be enough. 6 months after the funeral, I graduate. Bachelor's degree in psychology. My mom is there, Paul. Lucas flew in. My boyfriend, my roommates, my friends, people who showed up. People who were there, not just for graduation, but for everything. The late night studying, the breakdowns, the doubts, the growth. They were present. Dad isn't there, obviously, but I think about him anyway. Wonder what he would have said. Probably, I'm proud of you. Generic, safe. The same thing he always said. But maybe this time it would have meant something, because he actually knew me. Actually understood what I was graduating into, what I'd worked for, or maybe not. Maybe it would have been the same polite distance, the same surface level acknowledgement. I'll never know. After the ceremony, we take photos. Me in my cap and gown, smiling, genuinely happy. My mom cries. Happy tears. You did it, sweetheart? I'm so proud of you. Thanks, Mom. Lucas hugs me. Congratulations, Dr. Andrade. Eventually, we go to dinner. Nice restaurant, celebration meal. Everyone is laughing, talking, sharing memories. Paul tells a story about his own graduation. How his father got drunk and embarrassed him. Everyone laughs. I laugh too. But inside, I'm thinking about Dad, how he would have been at my graduation. Probably distracted. And I realize I'm glad he isn't here. Not because I hate him, but because his absence is clearer than his half-presence ever was. At least now, I don't have to wonder if he's paying attention, if he cares. If he's actually there, he's just not, and that's simpler, cleaner, less painful. No, I don't. Is that terrible? No, it's honest. I smile. Kiss him. Thank you for being here. Always. That evening I go back to my apartment. My roommates are packing. We're all moving out. Going separate ways. Grad school, jobs, new cities. I open the box of letters one more time. Read a few. Not all. Just enough to remember. To acknowledge. To witness his regret. Then I close it. Pack it with my other things. I don't know if I'll read them again. Don't know what I'll do with them. But I'm keeping them, not as a shrine, not as a wound, just as evidence. That he existed, that he failed, that he tried to change. That's enough. I text Lucas. Graduated today. Wish you could have been there. Oh, wait, you were... He responds with a laughing emoji. Congrats, Dr. Andrade. Eventually. How was it? Good, really good. Mom cried. A deadline. Something more important. Exactly. At least now we don't have to be disappointed. We can just accept it. Yeah, that's the gift of his death. Closure. Finality. No more hoping. No more wondering. Just acceptance. I like that. Me too. Proud of you, Sofia. Proud of you too, Lucas. We both built good lives. Despite him? Because of him? I don't know. Both maybe. Both. Definitely both. We text a bit more, then say goodnight. I finish packing. Look around my empty room. 4 years here. 4 years of growth, of learning, of becoming. Dad wasn't part of it, didn't contribute, didn't show up. Didn't know most of what happened. But I did it anyway. Built a life. Built myself. And now I'm moving forward. Grad school in the fall. Clinical psychology. I'm going to be a therapist. Help people process trauma, grief, absence, all the things I know too well. Maybe that's Dad's legacy, not his presence, but the space his absence created. The empathy I developed. The understanding of pain. The ability to sit with people in their hurt. That's worth something. Not enough to make up for what I lost, but something I text my mom. Thank you for today, for being there, for everything. She responds immediately. I'll always be there, sweetheart. Always. I know. And I'm grateful. I love you so much. I'm so proud of who you've become. I love you too, Mom. I put my phone down, lay in my empty room. Think about the future, about grad school, about my boyfriend, about the life I'm building, a life that's present, full, connected, a life nothing like Dad's. That's the real graduation, not the degree, but the choice to be different, to show up, to be there, to love well. Dad taught me that, not by example, but by absence. He showed me what not to do, who not to be, how not to love. And I learned. I'm still learning every day. Choosing presence, choosing connection, choosing to show up. That's his legacy, the opposite of who he was. And I'm okay with that. I'm more than okay with that. I'm grateful for it, because his failure became my foundation. His absence became my presence. His regret became my determination. That's enough. That has to be enough. And it is. I close my eyes, sleep, dream of the future. A future Dad isn't in. A future I'm building. One present moment at a time. The one who existed in her imagination. The one who would have shown up. She became a therapist. Specialized in family trauma. Helped hundreds of people process absent parents. Broken promises. Complicated grief. She married her boyfriend. Had 2 children. Was present for every moment. Every recital. Every birthday. Every ordinary Tuesday evening. She chose differently. Not because her father's letters asked her to, but because his absence taught her to. That's the quiet redemption. Not his, hers. Building a life so full of presence that his absence became irrelevant. That's how she honored him. By becoming everything he wasn't.